the bad guy?" Louis shouted from across the room. Everybody stopped what they were doing and turned to stare. "I didn't say you were the bad guy," Jimmy Lane corrected him. "I said there seems to be similarities between you and the bad guy in Chris's comic book." Louis glared at Chris. "I'm going to sue you. My dad is a rich lawyer. He never loses a case. You're gonna be broke." "Yeah, his dad is the best lawyer in the whole world." "The whole universe," Mike added. "He'd lose this case," Jimmy Lane told him, "because mean Mr. Moneybags isn't really you. He's just a parody of spoiled rich brat. If you sue, you'll be admitting that you spoiled brat, Louis." George said. "Are you? Go ahead and sue, Louis," Mike added. "You'll win for sure. There's no bigger brat than you." "Yeah," Mike shouted. "You're the spoilediest." Louis glared at his friend. Mike said, "Mike, shut up really, really fast." "Yeah, well," Louis muttered, "there's no point in suing Chris anyway. He's not going to make any money in his stupid comic book." Just then, Juliana and her older sister, Sasha, came running over. They were each holding a copy of the Toiletman comic book. "Will you sign this for me?" Sasha asked Chris. "Sure," Chris said happily. He pulled out the marker and signed his name. "Mine too, please," Juliana said. Chris signed her comic book too. "Oh, brother," Louis groaned. "You two are ridiculous. Nobody in his right mind would." Before Louis could finish his sentence, a third kid walked over. He is holding several copies of Chris's Toiletman comic book. "Chris, I just bought 5 of these. After you sign them, I'm gonna keep them in our family safe. When you are famous, I'll sell them for a fortune." Louis' eyes bulged. "Sam?" he said. "Are you buying those?" George started to laugh. Sam was Louis' older brother. Louis thought Sam was the greatest kid who ever lived. He was always trying to copy him. "You should buy some copies of this comic book too, Louis," Sam said. "Your friend Chris is really talented. He's going to be a big deal one day." But Louis stammered. He didn't know what to say then. "Georgie!" Just then, George heard a familiar, annoying voice coming from the front of the store. It was Sage, and she was calling him George again. "There you are," Sage said excitedly as she walked over to where George was standing. She did a crazy batting her eyelashes thing. "I've been looking for you." Didn't mean you were looking for Max and Mike?" George asked her nervously. Max and Mike backed far away from Sage as they could get. She said, "Georgie," Max told George. "Yeah, I heard her," Mike agreed. George has heard her too. He was just hoping he'd heard wrong. "Oh, I decided that the paper fortune teller could never be right," Sage told George. "Why not?" "Well, for one thing, I left it in my pocket when my mom washed my jeans," Sage explained. "It came out of the wash looking like a blob." "How can a blob of paper predict the future?" George looked hopelessly at his friends. "She's got ya here," George said with a shrug. "Blobby paper can't predict much," Juliana agreed. "Blobby paper," Chris agreed. Chris repeated. "That's a great name for a comic book villain." Alex and Juliana laughed, but George didn't think there was anything funny about this. "Here's a real fortune teller." She pulled out a big purple ball. "What is it?" George asked her. "It's a magic grape ball," Sage explained. "It was my mom's when she was a kid. She said it predicted her life perfectly. It's much more reliable than a paper fortune teller." Juliana walked over to get a closer look on the plastic grape ball. "How does it work?" "You ask the ball a question. You ask the ball a question, then you turn it over and your answer appears." "Watch." Sage looked down at the ball. "Is Georgie the boy of my dreams?" she asked. No, no. George thought to himself. "Say no." Sage turned the ball over. She looked at the message on the bottom and smiled. "It says absolutely," she said happily. "See, Georgie," she added, holding the ball so George could get a better look. It said all right, but now George was only absolutely sure about one thing. Gurgle, gurgle. Oh no, the magical superverb. Not now. George couldn't turn into Ghastly George right in front of these people and a newspaper reporter. Scrum. Mergel, Durgel. Hey, wait a minute. Those aren't bubbles down there. Those were hungry pains. Phew. George reached and pulled a couple of popcorn kernels out of his hair. Then he popped into his mouth, and then into his mouth. Okay, so hairy popcorn wasn't exactly George's idea of a great snack, but At least it was something. Hunger was easy to get rid of. All you have to do is eat. Too bad it wasn't that easy to get rid of a magical superpower. Georgie said as she batted her eyelashes and up and down. Do you want to go out for ice cream after the party, just the two of us? George rolled his eyes. He wouldn't mind getting rid of Sage either. She was as annoying as the super bird, but almost as annoying anyway.